It is go time. So happy Monday. I love Mondays. Actually, Mondays are one of my favorite days of the week, Mondays and Thursdays. And what I love about Mondays is really Monday is always a new slate, for a lot of people. And you could choose a new slate to be any day, anytime, any moment. But for me, and I'm going to mute everyone real quick. So if you have questions as we go, definitely let me know. Hold on, let me get to all people, mute you guys. Okay. But I love Mondays really because, it's like, all right, I have the whole week before me. I got my plans, I got my ideas, and whatever I want to do, I am totally capable of doing. And each Monday is an opportunity to do that again. And so, for me, doing this on Monday and having this opportunity to every Monday do something cool, we're going to be doing this at 8 o'clock every Monday with different coaches, different topics, different ideas. And I'm grateful to have the opportunity and have been asked to start things off, even though I'm heckling Callie a little bit. I'm really excited because recently, I know a lot of us, and pretty much everyone here I see so far, we are all inside the Vacation Transformation Challenge. And, for me, so much of what creates success in my life is not only knowing what to do, but having a structured plan and then following it. And so tonight we're going to talk a lot about the planning phase. And we've all downloaded this tool. And first of all, too, if you have any questions as we're going or anything, please feel free to unmute yourself and let me know, because this is your time as well. And, you've taken the time to be on here. So any questions you have, I would love to hear. But first, I'm going to jump into the tool. Does everyone have the tool that's on? Yeah? Only face I can see? Yeah? Okay, cool. Awesome. So the tool here, let me get to the right screen. Oh, I got too many windows open. Okay. So here's the tool. This is the weekly meal plan tool. And this is just one tool. You've probably been given a lot of tools by your coaches. And this, just like when we talk about supplements and supplementation, this is a tool to layer into whatever it is you have going on. Not to flip everything on its head, but to layer things in. So, at the top, we have our protein needs. Now, if you don't know what those are, definitely get with your coach. They can give you a target and a framework around what you specifically need. And then each of us for our goals has a different calorie need. Of course, if we're wanting to gain weight, that's a different goal than lose weight. And we have an opportunity to help you with that customized calorie need and really make it easy there. Then our plan is different for everybody. Again, if you're on a weight loss plan, typically it's 2 shakes a day, 2 snacks, and a colorful meal. If you're on a weight gain plan and you're on here for that, then typically you're doing 3 meals a day, 3 shakes right after those meals, and then 3 snacks. And you're doing more carbs and protein than a weight loss person would be. And, everything is all about a goal, right? We're all here for a reason. What are everyone's goal on the line right now? Like, shout it out real quick. I'm going to unmute you. What are your goals?
And lose weight.
How much?
170 pounds.
Okay, you want to be at 170 pounds. Love it.
Who said it was going to be down?
Pikes Peak.
Climb Pikes Peak. Awesome, Naomi. What are some other goals on here?
Gain muscle.
Gain muscle. How much?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, May, can you yes? How do I get out?
Want to leave?
Yeah.
How about Lisa? What are
Why do
your
you want to
goals?
leave? Why do you want to leave?
No? Okay.
Why do you want to leave?
I want.
We are super excited just to help you achieve those goals. And so as we're talking about your plan, I encourage you to write down when we're going, not only what those goals are, but what plan that you're hearing right now that's going to help support you in that. So the next part of this sheet, so it has up here our goals, and then at the very bottom on the other side, now if this is a 2-sided document you're using, awesome. Some people are printing it as one. I'm going to jump here before I go to the middle. So right here are shopping lists, and these are shopping categories as organized inside the store. So for example, you can see the proteins are in the pink, the veggies are in the green, the clean carbs are in the blue, and then healthy fats are in the yellow. So each of these categories, as you're in a various part of the grocery store, have broken down just some ideas. Now, you're going to have a lot more ideas in this. This is just a starting point for everyone to consider. But I have the meat department. I have typically the next place I walk to is, matter of fact, the produce. And I often start there and work my way backward a little bit, but really depends on how your store is laid out. And then I end up in the grocery section, the dairy section, and the frozen section, depending on what I need. Now, what's cool is in each area, obviously, there's great options for you. And we're going to even talk about what a perfect plate looks like in just a moment. But this just gives you some framework. So, hey, when you're at the store and you're like, what's a good carb? I know my coach keeps saying I need a quarter of my plate to be a clean carb. What does that look like? Well, here's some great options for you over here. Now, on the far side, these are just some of our favorite Herbalife products. Most of you, if you're just joining up, maybe you came in from one of the breakfast challenges. Maybe you're new to the program. So right now you're probably just doing the shakes, the Formula One, the protein, the tea, maybe some cell activator, multivitamin. But these are other different options to really help you enhance your results and make it easy. The top ones are snacks. I'm going to talk about a few of those when we're mapping things out. Then we have a muscle gain category, a few things for those of you working on that. Hydration, some awesome enhancers, things help you with eliminating water, with reducing fat and controlling hunger, boosting your metabolism. I mean, awesome options. And then heart health, of course. Digestive health, the probiotics are unbelievable. Really good. And I love the aloe. Mixing it with sparkling water is like the best mocktail ever. And then, of course, to reduce wrinkles and tighten our skin, the collagen beauty booster is amazing. So just a couple of those there and some things that you can look at and talk to your coach about. So when we come back up to the plan here, I'm going to show you in a moment exactly how I'm using mine. But what we have is we have it broken down throughout the entire week. And personally, because I do meal prep and everything, do you mind just turning that off since I'm doing a live Zoom with people? Thank you so much. I'm sorry. And since I do meal prep a couple times a week, I kind of break mine into two major blocks, like Monday through Wednesday, maybe Monday through Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It just depends on my meal prep and my flow for activities, but I like to make the same thing for each of those days so that my work is minimal and it's super fast. So what I start off with is always mapping in how I'm going to use my shakes and where it makes sense for me. Now, everyone has a different use for that. And some people, again, if you're on the weight gain, it's going to be a totally different thing than if you were on the weight loss. If you were on the weight loss program, the 2 shakes a day is, again, different for everybody. So for me, and I'm going to share my screen here real quick. This is a little bit of what I map it out. Now, what you'll notice here is the shake is represented by a rainbow. Okay, and I don't even know if I told everyone I would record this. Am I recording this? I'm not really sure. Let me see. I am recording. Woohoo. Okay, sorry, I just want to make sure. I'd promised people I would record it, and I was like freaking out. I was like, I don't know if I'm recording. All right, so the rainbows there represent our shakes because our shakes are already balanced in everything you need to have. So most people are mapping out their shakes for breakfast and lunch. Now, depending on your lifestyle, I may have some people that are going to be watching this later. I know they're working tonight because it's a game night and busy at the restaurant for some of them. But, you know, a lot of them map things out because it's hard during a shift to maybe get it at dinner. So God bless you. So at lunch, they're eating a meal, and at dinner, they're having their shake. So however you map it out, 2 shakes a day are typically what most people on a Serious Results plan are doing. I myself, personally, when I'm on my not weight loss plan, but on my keeping toned or adding muscle, but maintaining my weight, not gaining, I'll move my second shake to a snack. And I like it in the late afternoon. I feel for me and for a lot of people, that's the hardest time of day. And it really makes a big impact for me having my second shake there. So before that, I know I told you I would talk about a perfect plate. So to us, this is almost a perfect plate. And why I say almost is it's missing one key element that's important in all of our diets. Does anyone want to throw out what you see missing?
Healthy fat.
Ooh, healthy fat, winner, boom. Yes, it's healthy fat. So one thing I encourage you to really make sure to consider, and it's in those categories on each of your plates, is some form of healthy fat. It could be in the form of avocado. It could be in the form of certain nuts, not counting peanuts. It could be in the form of fish. You might be having salmon. But making sure we're getting healthy fats is a big part. But in general, this is the pretty easy math. You take your protein, and it's about a quarter of your plate. And whatever your lean protein is, you have about that same amount in a clean carb. So it could be something like brown rice, quinoa, anything like that. I know when I have some of my later breakfast, lunch type things that I like, where I'm doing oatmeal and eggs, I do oatmeal and eggs with egg whites. And it's half of that half of the plate, half of it's the starch or clean carb, and the other half is the protein. Now, when we look at the far side of the plate, it's always going to be vegetables. And the good news is, no matter what, you can eat as much of that category as you want. You can also, if you want more protein, because you're still a little bit hungry, no problem, I would start with veggies and then add in the protein and go from there. But that is what we consider a perfect plate to be, and here's why. The reality is our blood sugar matters huge. It matters for our hunger. It matters for our energy. And the ideal blood sugar we're really working on is a balance of protein and carbs. Now, we know without the protein, the carbs just convert to sugar, and they move really quickly through our body. But pairing those two and making sure we're getting enough lean protein not only fuels our muscles, but keeps that stable blood sugar. And I appreciate Abigail throwing this photo in there, but it's just a really key part to everything that we're doing. So I map those things out, and then what I do is I take a chance and I say, okay, I go to the grocery store, and I'm typically, for me, doing this a lot on Sundays, Mondays, and I look and I buy whatever protein's on sale and whatever veggies are on sale that makes sense with my protein. And for me, that's like the core of my dinners and maybe my lunches if I'm having my shake for a late afternoon snack. And so for me, it's like you buy enough chicken breasts that you need, or ground turkey, or whatever's on sale, and then you have your veggies. That's the other half of the plate. Now the clean carb gives you lots of options. I mean, I buy in bulk at Sprouts, brown rice, quinoa, lentils, beans, all sorts of things, and then cook them at home, and they're super economical. And the other part of that is being able to prepare for how many ever days you want to do that. Now, one thing I'll tell you, I get bored with the same thing over and over. So I take and add different sauce variations to the same meal prep that I did. So although each week it's going to be different veggies or different other things, I add different sauces because for me, that's like what gives me great variety in everything I'm doing. And then I just have fun with it. You know, I have fun with each of the things that I'm doing. I'm actually going to show you another quick picture here of a couple of things that I really, I had fun with. And just to give you some ideas and some context here. But, all right, here we go. So here you'll notice a couple different things. I had steak that I wanted to do, and I bought ground turkey bulk, which I actually did today too, at Ready Fit Go. It's already cooked. There's a lot of these cool, healthy meal prep places. And for me, I was in a bit of a time crunch, and I bought steak, but I didn't have another protein. So I was using that because it's fast. Like I cooked up brown rice. I cooked up mushrooms and spinach and onions because it's what I had in the fridge. And then I made a steak salad on the other side. And you'll notice for my snack, I have carrots and hummus. You got to watch hummus because it's very high in calories and the portion's small. But if you portion it out right, as I did, some are bigger for me on the right and Monica's on the left are smaller. Same thing with the amount of steak. You notice I put a nice bit of steak across my salad over there. And I have eggs. I put some capers on there, and I put a little Greek yogurt dressing in a teeny little cup. But that's what I mapped out for quite a few days. I couldn't put all the Tupperware containers here, but it was nice and easy. I didn't have to think about it. It was all done. I grabbed those Tupperware containers and go. I made one mess cooking, and I had multiple days worth of meals. And notice here you don't see a carb. So what I was doing is peaches are coming in season pretty good now. And I was eating peaches as my carb source for those plates because you notice on those salads there's no carbs. And, you know, for me, it just really made it easy to not only have something delicious, but to really fire it up and get it out. Did someone have a question? Heard someone was unmuted. No. Cool. So on the upper right, you'll see right there, that's what I call my mini second breakfast. So on days when I'm really active, my snack that I'm going to have in my morning snack for me anyway is going to be things like I told you, the eggs, egg whites, spinach, and some oatmeal. And that has a little more oatmeal than I might recommend for a normal person, but my activities often burn 1,000 to 2,000 calories. So that's why my carb count is a little higher on that. But in general, those are just some frameworks on all of it. And then you can see what I did over here to the left is our fridge is right there. And I have things labeled and really simply organized. I have Asian, I have lemon, I have the ones that are unlabeled are another flavor, like an Italian flavor. I got tacos that I made up in like the corn tortillas, but with the turkey meat. The ones with the heart on it are Monica's portion because her portion is smaller, and I love Monica, so I put a heart on it. And then you'll notice the ones without that are mine.
I guess I'm listening. I don't know.
It makes
I'm
it super
assuming
fun.
that I'm assuming. I don't know.
You know, for me.
If I can hear him, I guess.
Always love Zoom, right? Always fun. So yeah, you'll see the fruit in there, the different things, the sparkling water, of course, in our fridge. But that is my utilization of that meal plan. So I map it out. I go to the store. I use the shopping list. And eventually everything gets faster because you're doing this. Everything gets easier because you're doing this, you know, this planning in advance. Because, of course, if we fail to plan, we're planning to fail. So what we want to do every Monday now is kind of open up the last 15 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes for questions, things that maybe you're running into challenges in your program right now and you'd like some encouragement in or maybe some ideas or perspective. And I'd love to just throw it out to the group that if you have any questions, we'd love for you to kind of unmute yourself and share what those are. And those of you coaches who maybe have some clients who have asked questions, feel free to ask those inside this. Whatever we can do to help, that's why we're all here. So what questions do we have?
You had talked about varying your recipes by using different sauces. One of the things for me that I've struggled with is I need to get into meal prep because when I make things or get things the day of, they're usually not that healthy. So what are some more versatile recipes or things that have helped you kind of keep the regiment without the boring repetition?
I'm going to grab one thing super fast and show you, but maybe some other coaches want to share while I grab prop to show you exactly what I'm talking about real quick. Don't all share at once. Okay. So this is just, again, an example. And this is me being able to show you exactly literally what we do. Exit from that. But so Naomi, just a little bit ago, my wife grilled up some chicken. And here's just an example of one of the breasts. We haven't put it into the full meal prep form. But what's really cool is we got a bunch of chicken breast grilled up. And I made up brown rice. Okay, and we're going to be able to take that and all the different chicken breasts that we have, we're going to make some different things. So we're going to cook up one protein, whatever protein we get. It could be ground turkey. I do a lot of that because it's economical. I do ground chicken. I buy ground like chicken sausages sometimes and cook them up. I mean, all sorts of things. But then we're going to take this. I'm going to do one with Asian over the rice. And that will have whatever veggies. I take frozen veggies and I just throw some in. Right now we also bought fresh zucchini, squash, onions. I don't know what else we have in the drawer. But what we do is we'll chop that up. We'll put it on there and we'll change up the flavors with that. We might add marinara and do some noodles with some of it with the same veggies. We may so I did the Asian sauce thing. We may do a Southwest thing with black beans and a little bit of corn. And we take the same proteins and make it fun and interesting with those different elements that I'm talking about there. I use salsa a lot, lots of different kinds of salsa because there's so many different flavors of salsa that I use in things. But it can take that same mundane protein and turn it into something more fun. I know I have friends probably on this call that are really good at being able to do the same thing over and over again. I'm not the same. I have right here, this is the Staviaki from Tokyo Joe's. I bought a jar of that. I bought a jar of their green curry, and that lets me change things up a little bit. And I always use these sauces with some chicken stock. So the chicken stock makes it go a lot further. And even though this is only like 50 calories per portion, that stevia for 2 tablespoons, I think it is, I'm able to make it go a lot further with chicken stock so that I still don't hit too much of that calorie impact of the sauce. And so that's really what I do is I cook a protein. I grill up a lot of things. I like to grill as often as possible. And then I have the protein, and from there, boom, I put some different sauce elements. And that, for me, keeps meal prep like versatile and fun. And I'll do pot roasts or crock pot chicken or other things, which is going to be whatever flavor you put in. But, you know, for me, I like to do the versatility of these things. And then every day, I'm cool with this for the moment, but, you know, we'll go in stages. Every day, I'm doing things like I have hummus and veggies here, and this is my portion of hummus, not Monica's, because, of course, I do a bit more than her. That's about 3 portions. Hers is 1 portion. But I do hummus and veggies because I love veggies, and I could just eat them all day, every day. And then with this, I have, like, some grapes or strawberries, blueberries, whatever's going on right now. And then my other snacks, just because it's quick on the go, you know, I love using the Herbalife protein bars. I love the lemon bars are my personal favorite. These chocolate protein are super good. And, you know, I'll have things like that in my bag so I don't have those problems where you're talking about where, man, I didn't do my meal prep or I left it at home, which is something I've done a lot. And how I figured out how to stop doing that is I put my keys in my fridge with my meal prep. So I cannot leave without it. Like key in on top of the meal prep, and I'll never go anywhere without my meal prep. So that's what I've done with those. But does that help answer your question of like what to do and kind of not being at a loss?
That does, thank you, because it's already gotten pretty repetitive.
Yeah.
Chicken, rice, and veggies. So I'll do some of that. Thank you.
And there's so many different veggies too. You know, I invite you to consider like changing it up on whatever you're doing veggie wise, and try something you may not normally do. Try using Brussels sprouts. Try using asparagus or, you know, chard or something different. You know, like just keep going through and be like, I'm going to do this week. I'm going to do that this week. And you'll help because the proteins are always going to be the proteins. I mean, there's only so many proteins in the world, and the proteins that are affordable, you know, and so it's like you're going to end up with those a lot of times, but how do you change it up to be something different, to me, is a lot of the question. So I think those are just some good ways. Tacos, I do lettuce wraps, I do, you know, whatever, all sorts of stuff.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else? Who else has a question? Or any challenges you're going as you're getting started on your program, or maybe you're into it. Anything, this is open for all of it. It doesn't have to just be about meal prep. It could be about anything. Nope. Awesome. Well, if we have no other questions, thank you all for jumping on tonight. You know, the last action step I would encourage you in specifically would be really to consider who, if you're new to this transformation and you're newly getting in, going in this, who is it in your life that's looking for this? Because we still have time to join the vacation transformation. And I know any and all of your coaches have some sort of really cool referral thing going on, and opportunities where when you have 5 friends join the transformation, which I know the people that have friends who join always get the best results because they're doing it with them. They're cheering each other on. They have their own internal competition. Like there's no better way to get great results than get a couple friends at work, you know, that are doing a challenge with you because they see you. They know what's going on every day, or getting your spouse or your friends or whatever. So there's still time. We extended the transformation launch joining time. So they have through this upcoming weekend to join. So it's not too late. So if you have friends, you have people that want to do it, get with your coaches to what their referral bonus is and what they do for when you have 5 friends join the transformation, and, you know, get rocking together because that's the easiest. Doing it together is easy. Doing it alone is always a little bit harder. So that is it. Well, God bless you all. Make it a great rest of the night. Go Broncos. Woo!
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Have a
much,
great
Scott.
weekend.
You're welcome. We'll talk to you all soon. Make it an awesome week.